Hey there, I'm Ken. This is CRT. Welcome. One of the things that I really wanted to do when I started my channel was the general repairing and maintenance on older computers. Now, to do that, it involves a lot of soldering, something I'm not really very good at and I haven't done a lot of in a lot of years. So, a lot of people say to practice doing that, what you should do is get an old circuit board and practice soldering and desoldering on an old broken down circuit board. And I could do that, but really, where's the fun in that? So I ordered myself a few cheap do-it-yourself electronics kits, and I'm going to put them together and see how they turn out. So we've got a set of speakers that have flashing LEDs and everything in them, so I'm sure that they aren't going to be the best sounding speakers, but it should be interesting to put together. I also have an interesting little calculator that does a few things that I kind of want in a calculator, so hey, I thought why not build my own. And I also have a little handheld video game. I think it's all just done on, it's like little Tetris and stuff like that, that's just played on a little screen of LEDs. But yeah, I thought that'd be a really interesting one to do, make my own little handheld video game. So I'm gonna do those, see how they work, see if they were worth the money I paid for them, and let's get started. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is the speakers. So we've got the speaker boxes and the actual speakers in there. Instructions. Screws and standoffs. USB cable. Another cable, your speaker plug-in for your whatever you're plugging it into, LEDs and other components, and your two little speaker boards. Okay, well, now I guess I have to read some instructions and figure out how to do this. Alright, so I've read the instructions, and yeah, these are the first two pieces I have to solder on. Well, I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this one, but hey, we'll give it a shot. Alright, so after quite a bit of frustration, the first thing that I have to do is attach this to there and surface mount, solder that on. That is a little bit beyond my very limited capability. This was listed as an easy to moderate soldering job. All the other components look like they'd be simple, but getting this thing on is, yeah, it's going to take some work, so I'm just going to move on to a different one right now, get a little more practice under my belt, and then come back and try to do this. So now we are going to move on to, this is the video game. We'll do this one last. I had that backwards. This is the calculator. Oh, good. The brown paper colored acrylic. If you've seen my Apple disk emulator video, you know how much I love taking this stuff off of the brown covering off of the acrylic there. Okay, so here are our components. we've got some feet. We've got, looks like, this is our display. And we've got some bits and bobs, buttons. This will be the brain of the calculator, and this is the calculator board. There we go, and a bunch of screws, stickers for the buttons, and the instructions. So let's take a look at this and see what I got to do. Alright, so I have got all of the components soldered onto here. So the next thing for me to do, so I got to cut out the buttons, put them on top of these, and then cover them with those. So got to get out the scissors. Oops. Okay, I have the calculator together, and here it is. And as you can see, it works. I put batteries in it, but an interesting thing about the batteries that are in it, it clearly says in the paper instructions that were given here, power supply, 2CR1220 batteries. And in the online one, it also says power supply, 2CR1220 batteries. But if you look on the board, it says it's a CR2032 battery. If you put in the CR1220 batteries like the instructions say, it does not work. And I did that originally. And I spent time troubleshooting and looking at things. It would power on, but then it would die. And yeah, then I looked at the board and I thought, well, that makes more sense because the 1220 batteries are way smaller than the holders. So then I had to go out and buy another set of batteries. So if you buy one of these calculators, do not listen to the instructions on what batteries it needs. So the thing left to do with this board is to build the surround and put it in. So then it's completely done. So let's get started on that. And here is the finished product. So, first thing to do is take off that plastic. Now, to show you why I wanted this calculator. There we go. Obviously, now none of the buttons are working. Okay, and I'm back, and I have the calculator working again. The problem was that one of the buttons was binding up, so I had to loosen off the screw. Now, I showed you that it's a regular calculator, but one of the main reasons I wanted this was, here's one function that you can do. Color rings means if you have a resistor and you want to know what it is, say it's got a yellow, violet, black, brown, brown for the stripes. Well, that means it's a 4700 ohm resistor with a 1% fluctuation rate. And the other reason that I wanted it, you can translate 10 hex into 16 hex just by typing it in. But wait, there's more. You can also translate 16 hex into 10 hex. So I think this is something that will come in very handy for me. There we go. The first one is in the bag. I've got a working calculator now. Yeah, what did I think of this? Actually, I really enjoyed doing this little project. There was a lot of soldering that had to be done on it, and by the end of it, I was much more confident doing my soldering than I was at the very beginning. At the very beginning, I was very hesitant, very, worried about doing it, but by the end, it was just bang, 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 solder, solder, solder. So it almost gives me the confidence to try those speakers again, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. First, I am going to build that video game. And anyways, if you want to know how much I paid for this, I will put that on the screen here right now. I ordered it from Amazon, but remember, if you order one like it, don't listen to the instructions for what kind of a battery you need, because buying those batteries that it said I needed, plus buying the batteries that I needed, I think I spent more on batteries than I actually paid for this calculator. But anyways, hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you can do all that stuff of the subscribing and commenting and liking and all that other stuff, and it really is appreciated if you do that. But I've got nothing else to say for today, so yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.